All right, y'all, so I just went to Wendy's and I bought myself a chicken salad. Super good. I just usually ask for extra chicken because the more protein the better, you know. Extra is really good. And I usually just use one of the dressing packs. I'm in my car. I'm at Michael's. I'm gonna be with a friend. She's finishing some wedding stuff, and yeah, figured this is gonna be like our last time hanging out by ourselves before she gets married, which, yeah, she's not even a friend, she's literally family. So it's pretty insane. And she's getting married and it's coming up really fast. But basically the reason why I started this video is because I wanted to tell you guys about my little slip up at my parents' house. I know I mentioned to y'all before that if you have to cut people off, it's okay. You know, it's just sometimes some people are enablers and you got to do what you got to do, right? But it's my parents and blah, blah, blah. That's the thing. You know, my parents are going to baby me and whatever. But this time they did not baby me through it. I was at their house. I went to a dentist appointment, dropped my kids off, you know, whatever. They were watching the kids for me. I came expecting to be there for a few minutes and then leave, but then it ended up being that I stayed there for like another hour or two. And of course at grandma and grandpa's, they have all the good snacks and they have all the good food, and because they're grandma and grandpa, so whenever they have the kids need to have snacks, right? Yeah, so anyways, this mama was left unsupervised and I have indulged a little bit, or a little more than I wanted to, for sure. I was so discouraged. And I still kind of am, but I'm kind of more coming out on the other side of it, because it's like, the reason why I'm so frustrated with myself is because I have fallen into this loop of not being able to stay consistent, and it ticks me off. I want to stay consistent because I know that I can. I have the discipline. I've done it before. Hold on, let me take a bite. A little bit of every day. Yep. So anyway, I was upset about it in the beginning. And it's like now I'm more on like the outside of it, because it's like at the end of the day, I gotta show up for me. I gotta show up, and I don't want to wait till tomorrow. I don't want to wait till tonight. I don't want to wait till my next meal. Like, I want to show up now. And I'm ready to shut out that attitude right now. And I always think, I'm ready to shut down that attitude. I'm ready to get out of the loop forever. Girl, there is never gonna be a forever. Stop trying to be perfect. Stop trying to not make any mistakes and then make mistakes and beat yourself up and fall into this loop of tomorrow eating whatever you want and the next day eating whatever you want. That's not how that works. Nobody else is gonna tell you to stop but you. I mean, people might tell you, because my parents just told me when I was at their house, they were like, aren't you on a diet? You're supposed to be eating on your plan, and why are you eating all this stuff and blah, blah, blah. You see that picture of you on the fridge from a year ago? Are you really trying to be like that again? And I was like, you know, you're right. But I was ready to throw these hands, because, excuse me, you're the reason why I was like that in the first place. Let me stop. No blames. No blame here. That was all my doing. I could have done something about it, though I didn't know what to do. It wasn't their fault, because they didn't know what to do either, you know? They didn't struggle with weight. I did. So anyway, y'all, I'm more on the side of it where it's like, if I don't show up for myself, nobody else will. If I don't show up for myself, my kids aren't gonna know. It's just really hard. Change is really hard after I've been doing the same exact thing for the past 24 years of my life. And then I expect perfection the next day. And so it's really hard on me when I make mistakes like this, because then I just feel like a big failure, when it's like, girl, you are not a failure. You lost 88 pounds. A pound or two at a time is better than zero at all, because I'd rather be losing slowly than staying exactly where I was a year ago. I'm about to make myself cry. There's a phrase I can't remember about like being a hypocrite and whatever, when people say things like, practice what you preach. I always took that, and I always felt like it was stupid to say, simply because it's like, just because somebody says something that you should be doing doesn't mean that they're not doing it. They may not be doing it perfectly, but they're probably doing it or trying to. Like, I don't know how to explain that. But like, when you say stuff like practice what you preach, it kind of gives off that like picture or point where it's like, are you expecting me to be perfect? Like, because I may tell you what you need to hear in that moment. That doesn't mean that I don't try and tell myself that too I don't know how to explain it. All I know is, as a coach, I feel like a hypocrite because it's like, I'm like, yeah, stick it out. The weekend is hard, but you can do it. And here I am sitting in my car telling you guys about how I just was at my parents' house and struggled on a Monday after the weekend. But it just feels hypocritical because it's like, I feel like maybe it's all in my mind because nobody has said anything to me about me being imperfect and how I shouldn't even be a coach because I don't know what I'm doing and blah, blah, blah. Nobody has said anything to me. That is all in here. That's all my own doubt. That's all how I see myself. And it's like, I just want to leave that all behind me. Like, I don't know. Y'all do not know who I was back then, but I was so not confident. I doubted my worth hardcore, and I never really realized that till like now, and I'm looking back. And it's like, girl, just because you're not perfect doesn't mean you're any less valuable. I don't know, man. Y'all, these are just my car thoughts, my eating my salad thoughts. Stirs up all types of things in me. It's not like I try to be inconspicuous in a parking lot. I'm literally sitting in the middle of it. Like, Michael's is like right there, like 2 feet away. I ain't embarrassed. I don't care. I just want y'all to know that I'm human. I struggle too. I'm trying to break old habits just like you. But why do it alone? Why not do it together? Because we are better together. Like, I wouldn't have grown this much if it wasn't for the community that I surrounded myself with. Like, beautiful. Anyway, thanks for joining me. I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of my salad.